Come with me. Come. Let's go for a walk. I want to show you and share with you a little bit of what's been going on. We've been talking a lot lately in these videos, dealing with emotions, challenging situations. I want to explain the approach I've been using so that hopefully it's easier for you to use it and to do it on your own. Because that's the ultimate point here, is not just to share the insights, but hopefully share with you an approach that will help you continue to grow and connect to Hashem. So on the way, let me share with you the problem, and then when we get there, hopefully I'll be able to explain to you the solution I'm suggesting. The problem is that when we daven, it doesn't seem to connect to us or resonate with us, or we don't seem to be able to connect with it emotionally. And davening for many people has become a requirement that we fulfill. Some people find it a chore. Some people find it even off-putting. I think the problem is that we lost our ability to connect to it emotionally. Tefillah is avodah shebalev. Tefillah is the work of the heart. And just like when we learn and we use our mind, it's an avodah, it takes a lot of amelus, or we go to work, that takes amelus, or when we exercise, it takes amelus, so too davening takes amelus. But it's avodah shebalev. It's an emotional work. So how do we do that? And I think that's what I would like to share with you today. And that's what we've been doing these past months as we've been sharing together these experiences we've been having. Okay, here we are. Here is a little park that I have not far from my house. It's a nice place to have a picnic, bring the kids, maybe a bunch of guys get together. There's a great fireplace, bonfire. You see having a kumsitz here at night. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a cemetery. That's a little weird. Okay, pull up a chair, have a seat, and let's go. Here's the thought. Davening, the way it's supposed to be done, is you start off your day before you do anything else, and you go through the steps of davening, which are feeling Hashem in this world, and brachas, and psuki dezimah, seeing Hashem running the world, and the daily teva of the world. And then in Berachas Kriya Shema is being able to see light and dark, good and bad, realize that there's a greater perspective that we don't understand, but that there is a greater consciousness that knows what's going on. And then in Shemoneh Esrei, it's about asking for things, asking for our needs, but then giving it over to Hashem and putting it all in His hands. After that, you're able to go back into the world, and as you encounter either challenging situations or mundane situations, whether it be eating or going to work, and being able to connect all of that occurs in life to Hashem. But it has to be with the starting off with davening, and that's why the Svarim say that you're not allowed to eat or do business before you daven, because when you wake up, you need to first set the stage, connect to Hashem in a very profound way. And then as you encounter things, and you encounter emotions, or you encounter desires, it's able to be done in a spiritual fashion and be able to connect to Hashem. The problem is, as we said, that davening doesn't often do that for us. It doesn't do that for many people. And And I think the problem is because the davening doesn't connect to us emotionally. We don't know how to do that. So I think the approach that we need to do, and I've been trying to share with you, is how do we take strong emotions, find it in davening, and connect to it strongly in a positive way, either the positive emotion or a negative emotion being given over to Hashem, and then imbuing those words with the emotion. And then the next time we come to davening and we come to those words, those words are able to trigger that emotion. Obviously, it takes a effort and work. That's why it's called avodah shebelev. But I think that's a key component that is lost, and that is we don't understand, we don't associate the words of davening with an emotion. So let me give you a couple examples through the videos we've said in the past, and then we can try and see that process at work, and then hopefully we'll continue to be able to do that. So let's take frustration, right? The frustration in the hospital of the doctors running us around up and down and not getting anywhere with those, as we went Shari Tzedek. And we found the words of Ein Kelokeinu, that with Hashem you don't have that frustration, and Hashem we can just go to directly. So that was a way of dealing with the frustration and connecting it to those words of Ein Kelokeinu, and then realizing that even when I encounter the frustration in the future, they're not really in charge. It's really Hashem, Ein Kelokeinu, Ein Kelokeinu, and being able to do that. Or perhaps it was, how do we deal with sad situations? How do we deal with the situations which seem to be inevitably ones that are going to bring us to loss? So there, we did with Kedusha. And we tried to see how the Malachim are inspired by our trials and tribulations, our struggles, and with the way Hashem orchestrates the world is what ultimately inspires many of the angels to be able to say Kedusha themselves. Another time was the excitement, the relief of coming home after being in the hospital for over 5 weeks. And there we said it was a Shir Chodesh, being able to walk the same path, but to do it with a tremendous appreciation, a completely new approach, a new feeling, while walking along the same paths of old. And we also spoke about seeing Hashem's hashgacha pratis in the world, and I shared you with the story about Dr. Zigelman in the hospital now, or the story of Children's Hospital in Detroit, and being able to connect that to the words of Aleinu, to see that Hashem has it so clearly defined and orchestrated where we aren't able to appreciate all the multiple pieces, and only afterwards we're able to appreciate everything that happened, and that's part of what Aleinu is. So here we saw any number of examples of where we had either frustration or happiness or a feeling of hashgacha pratis connected to a piece of davening. Think about it, dwell on it, and when we say those words the next time in davening, it brings up that emotion, that positive emotion. Hashem's helping us. Hashem is guiding us. Hashem is there for us. And that makes the davening powerful. Admittedly, all of these situations that I've shared with you till now have been through ones of difficulty. And that is why I thought it was appropriate to sit here in a park overlooking a cemetery, because there's a certain context of being able to realize that these challenges have brought us to have a place of appreciation and a park that is about our own enjoyment or our own success. Overlooking a cemetery that's somehow doesn't detract from the magical feeling of this place. But next time, I would like to share with you something that is pure bliss, without any negativity about it. And again, how we can connect that to davening. And that was the feeling of being a grandfather. And particularly the emotions I had at the bris of my first grandson. So stay tuned, and I look forward to sharing with you that exciting moment and how we can connect that to davening, so that we can see that all emotions have its place in davening, and then davening can be the thing that guides us and helps us do avodah shebelev with all emotions.